Yeah, I wanted to make sure too we talked a little bit about drones because there's, oftentimes when people think about drones, they think about something over in the Middle East or overseas helping us fight the war on terrorism. But we mentioned in the book there's actually domestic use of drones.
Yeah, what are you seeing and what do you hear about that?
It's interesting. For example, we saw there was a little neighborly dispute between these two cattle ranchers. And one of the cattle ranchers was holding cows hostage that had kind of come onto his farm, and he was sick and tired of them trespassing on his property.
Hostage cows are a serious problem.
They are. You have to worry about those cows being held hostage. And literally, to help law enforcement track down the farmer and release the hostages, the cows, they used a drone. And they actually used the drone to hold the farmer until he could be apprehended. So they say this is the first time an American citizen has been arrested using drone technology.
First law enforcement use, but there's also been uses just in finding people, isn't that right?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a great tool. Again, this is where technology can be a great tool. We can talk a little bit about where the concerns are, but it's been great in helping rescue people that are, they've fallen down into a crevice. They're in icy conditions, and using the drone to spot the potential victim and then to be able to send in the rescue teams to the exact right location. And so drones have been very helpful with that.
Well, do you see that it's more likely to be something that's used in the next 5 years? And if so, by whom in this country?
So it's a really interesting trend. Obviously, your local law enforcement is looking at their budget to see if they can actually purchase drones. And it's my opinion that the communities, your local community, you need to speak up and say what drones should and should not be used for, because you certainly don't want to feel like there's eyes watching you in the sky and through your skylights of your house and when you're barbecuing in the backyard. We're also seeing Amazon talking about how could we use drones to deploy products that you might not have even anticipated you wanted to purchase.
Delivery drones.
Yes, delivery drones. So there's been conversations about delivering newspapers, the mail, even beer via drones.
Interesting. Well, and then there's the really scary part, which is it's fairly inexpensive right now for you or I or a newspaper reporter to go get a quadcopter drone and tape a camera onto it and send it into people's backyards.
You're absolutely right. Sort of these homemade hobby kits of drones.
Right.
You can go on Amazon right now for about $99. You can get sort of a low image, low quality drone up to $400, $500 if you really want to have more hovering capability, better audio, better video, and remote control. And so I think that, again, this is a discussion that as a society we need to have. If you think about sort of in the physical world, we've all told everybody it's not polite to peep through people's curtains in their windows, right? Peeping
right.
Tom. And we've
said, illegal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. The law says it's illegal. You just told us earlier the laws have not kept up with the digital age. Do we have any laws protecting us, Ted, from my neighbor flying a drone over my backyard while I'm barbecuing?
Well, I mean, and that's a really good question, because you're looking at, if someone's looking into your window, they are essentially breaking that plane of privacy and looking into your house in an area that we have agreed as a society is a relatively protected area.
It's supposed to be my sanctuary, right?
It's supposed to be, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. But if you're laying out in the backyard, or your daughter is laying out in the backyard, surrounded by a fence and trees, and not expecting that anybody is looking at them, and someone flies by with a drone and takes video, seems to me that that's imposing on privacy, but I don't know that you consider that a peeping Tom offense because she was outside.